tips video for you guys. I'm just going to be showing you some tips and tricks that I use around my house. A lot of these things are things that I've been doing for a while myself, and some things are tips that I've learned from other people, like influencers on Instagram and YouTube. So I just wanted to share with you guys some of the things that I do around the house to keep my house looking very nice. A lot of stuff that I never thought about doing and just started doing. So I wanted to share with you guys. So I hope you guys like it. So first up is spot cleaning on carpets. So I started using this combo after I saw it on Home Cleaning with the Valors on Instagram. So go check her page out if you haven't already. Let her know that I sent you. But this is a Fels Naphtha bar. I believe it is a laundry bar. You can get it anywhere, Walmart. I got mine at Publix, and then I use this Scour Daddy sponge. You just put warm water on it. You take a little bit of product right off of the bar onto the sponge, and you scrub the spot, and it comes right out. I've tried it on many different spots on different carpets, and it comes out every time. And it doesn't leave a weird texture on your carpet. It's nice and fluffy. It doesn't stain, leave it looking like a different color. It looks perfect afterwards. So as you can see, I took out that stain that's been there for a couple of months, and it came right out. Super easy, a couple of seconds, and barely any work. So I absolutely love this. You can try out, if you're worried, you can try out doing it in a spot that isn't right out in the open, but I promise you it will work every time. So here is another stain in the playroom right in front of the doorway, and just like that, it came out immediately, just like that other spot. So I highly recommend this. It's super affordable. This bar was super cheap. It was only a couple of dollars, and then the Scour Daddy sponges come in a pack of 3, and it wasn't very expensive either. So I think it is such a good deal for what you're getting out of it. Okay, so next I'm going to be dusting the tops of these frames and a couple of other areas that I used to never think about. So I wet dust everything now, because when you use something that's wet, it picks up all of the dust and it doesn't fly around. So you can use anything depending on what you are dusting. I'm using Febreze on this because it's not a wooden surface. It's not something that's going to get streaky or leave a film. So I'm using Febreze because it smells really good and it picks up all of that dust off of those frames, which is a spot that I've never thought about cleaning before, because, you know, who thinks of cleaning the tops of frames? But they do collect a lot of dust, and if you're trying to eliminate dust from your home, this is a great way to do that. Just check all kinds of different spots that you've never dusted before, and I promise there will be dust on it. So this is a really great trick to use. Just spray some Febreze right onto that cloth and you're done. And here is another spot on top of this picture. There was a bunch of dust on that. And then you can also do the tops of door frames, and this also does collect a lot of dust. You'll see right here the reveal is awful, and I did just clean that not too long ago. So wet dust everything, it picks up all the dust, and then you'll have a dust-free home. The next tip is very relevant for everything that's going on right now. So I took this microban and I sprayed all of the high traffic hand areas. I sprayed all of the doorknobs and all of the light switches around my house, and then I waited 5 minutes before I went back and wiped it off. So you have everything disinfected. I do this a couple of times a week, and everything is nice and clean. You want to make sure you're being safe these days, so I really like doing this often. Next up is one of my favorite tips, and it's for laundry. So whenever I do a load of towels, I always put baking soda into the load with it. So I take about half a cup of baking soda and I just pour it right in over the towels inside of the washing machine, and then I put in my detergent. I don't use any special detergent for towels. I just use whatever I have on hand, and I don't use too much. So I put in the detergent, and then I put my washing machine set on the towel setting. I don't use any fabric softener because it actually does make your towels less absorbent if you do use fabric softener in the wash. So I have it on that towel setting, which is hot water, and that baking soda will get out any of that musty smell that towels get after they've been sitting for a couple of days. So next you'll see me getting ready to clean out my sink, and I'm going to be using this Pinolin. I got it at Dollar Tree and it's really great for a bunch of different things. So it smells really good, it cuts grease, and so I just like to pour it into the sink whenever I'm cleaning out the sink. I also do the same thing if I'm cleaning out the bathtub. So I just pour it in there, and then I'm going to grab my Scrub Daddy so I can just rub that around, scrub the whole sink, and get it super clean. Now, I did use warm water because I didn't need a super deep scrub on this, but if you do, use cold water and it stiffens that Scrub Daddy up. So I'm just scrubbing this all out, and then next I will be getting to the garbage disposal. For the garbage disposal, I'm just gonna get some of that product from the inside of the sink and take this blue scrubby sponge and just lift up that rubber piece that's inside of the garbage disposal and scrub around. And normally when I do this, it brings up a ton of like black, slimy, just disgusting stuff that shouldn't be there. And as you can see, my sponge came out quite clean because I did do this about a week prior. So as you can see, it does keep it really nice and clean when you use this product on it, and I just love doing that to keep it from getting any smells and from any buildup getting on there. I absolutely love this next tip. I take dryer sheets and I put them into the throw pillows on my couch. And it doesn't matter which dryer sheets you use. I have some Arm & Hammer ones that I really love right now. And I just unzip the pillows. As you can see, I take out the old ones and just place it inside of the pillow and zip it back up. And it adds a really, really nice smell to your living room. Every time you sit down or lean on the pillow, it kind of releases that smell, and it just smells amazing in our living room every time. And I only change these about every 2 or 3 weeks. It lasts for a really long time. Next up is a very random tip, but I like to do this whenever I see any scratches on any white surfaces that are painted white. So I will take just a white nail polish and I will just touch up those spots. It doesn't look perfect, it's not a permanent fix, but it is something that will make it look less beat up and just a little bit more uniform until you can do a permanent fix on it. We are coming up to our last tip of this video, so you can see me filling up my kettle with water, and I'm going to be using this to pour into both sides of my sink. So I'm just putting it onto the stove and letting that heat up to a boil, and I'm going to clean out the sink. So I'm just going to use the same combo that I used before cleaning the other side of the sink. I'm just gonna sprinkle that Pinolin in there, and then I will grab my Scrub Daddy to clean out the sink. And here I am taking that kettle and pouring the boiling water into the sink. So I do this at night before I go to bed after I've cleaned up after dinner, and it just clears out all of the stuff that you've put into that sink to make sure nothing is built up. And that's it. I hope you all enjoyed all of my tips and tricks that I showed you in this video. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe before you leave, and I will see you guys on the next video.